President Trump took to Truth Social yesterday to extend his ultimatum for Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz. He threatened that the country would be, quote, living in hell, end quote, if the agreement wasn't met. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Emma Khan. That is how you pronounce her last name, right? Khan. Okay, because I have to say her name for the Coachella story. Okay, Emma Khan. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, hopefully I don't forget to not say her name. Alex Gross, Ella Dunn, and Sean Campbell.
All set?
Good afternoon and welcome to From Where We Are, stories of news and culture through the lens of USC and Southern California. I'm Yuvia Chavez, coming to you live from Studio B at USC Annenberg's Media Center.
And I'm Malcolm Farrellet. It's Monday, April 6th. On today's show, flea-borne typhus in Los Angeles County leaves many concerned about the continuous rising numbers. Coachella Weekend 1 is approaching, and here are some tips on how to enjoy the festival on a budget. The popular Instagram account USC Misconnections has been MIA since February, but is set for the ultimate ARN comeback. A shortage of monks in Little Tokyo leads the temple to adopt new customs. All this and more on From Where We Are.
But first, today's headlines. Comedians Nick Kroll, Vanessa Bayer, and Kate Berlin are hosting an extension of the annual Comedy vs. Cancer event to raise money for blood cancer research. Tonight's show at USC's Bing Theater has been dubbed the first ever College vs. Cancer. Over $75,000 have already been raised and student tickets are sold out.
A lunar flyby today gave the Artemis 2 astronauts a view of the moon that has never been seen by human eyes. Even over 4,000 miles away from the moon, a 400-millimeter camera lens helped them to see craters and topography across the entire lunar disk.
President Trump took to Truth Social yesterday to extend his ultimatum for Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz. He threatened that the country would be, quote, living in hell, end quote, if the agreement wasn't met. He first issued the threat on March 21st and has extended the deadline to Tuesday.
The $60 million 6th Street Parks, Arts, River, and Connectivity project is set to open by late 2026 and will serve as a recreational space bringing together neighborhoods such as Boyle Heights, the Arts District community, and both sides of the LA River. This new development will span 12 acres and feature amenities such as a new soccer field, cafe, outdoor fitness equipment, arts, and performing plaza. The park project is one of many urban projects by the city of Los Angeles in preparation for the 2028 Olympics.
Students stood outside the USC School of Dramatic Arts production of Legally Blonde on Saturday and passed out pamphlets in protest to new budget cuts. The protesters claim that SDA Dean Emily Roxworthy held unreasonable expectations for production and design workers despite budget cuts, which led to an increased mental and academic strain.
I was at Coachella, leaning on your shoulder, watching your husband swing in time.
The Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival begins this weekend with headliners including Sabrina Carpenter, Justin Bieber, and Karol G. The two-weekend festival in Indio, California continues to attract students every year from USC despite the cost. But there are even more ways to enjoy the festival without breaking the bank. Emma Khan has the story.
Coachella starts this Friday, and with resale tickets costing around $1,000 for the weekend, attendees are looking for tips and tricks to spend less during the trip. Here are some of our best ones. Hannah Stetler is a business administration student. During her time at Coachella, she'll save money by sleeping in a tent.
I think camping is the best way to do Coachella anyways, regardless of saving, just because it's nice to be right there.
Settler bought her tickets secondhand and suggests building your outfit out of what you already have in your closet, or going thrift shopping. Buying the overpriced food on site can also break the bank.
I would think the biggest things that saved me money last time were just doing like a big Costco run so you don't have to buy food and stuff inside the festival.
Even with the high cost and a drive from Los Angeles to the festival, attendees are excited for the lineup. Senior Swetha Rashmohan is also attending Coachella, but she's staying at a nearby hotel. Rashmohan is driving down to the festival with her 6 roommates.
I'm really excited for Justin Bieber and all the headliners. I feel like it doesn't really matter who the artist is for Coachella, like it's always going to be a good time.
Drama student Vernica Garg says she'd like to see more diversity on stage.
I would just like to see different genres, because I feel like Justin Bieber and Sabrina Carpenter, they're within the same pop genre.
Nonetheless, Garg is excited for Justin Bieber's performance and hopes he brings out for his special guest someone he's already had a duet with, the Kid Laroi. Even if you can't make it to Coachella, you can stream the performances on YouTube from the comfort of your own home. That's the best trick to save on Coachella. It's free. For Annenberg Media, I'm Emma Kahn.
Little Tokyo is a bustling hub for Japanese merchandise, sushi, trendy desserts, and souvenirs. It seems to have everything you can need for a leisurely Sunday. But despite all this, there's a dire shortage. A shortage of monks. Our very own ARN producer Michael Yu reports from the neighborhood's historic Buddhist temple.
In the middle of a bustling little Tokyo, down a side alley and through a metal gate, sits Koyasan Betsuin Temple, a staple of the Japanese-American community since 1912. Inside, a 5,000-year-old ritual is underway. Shingon Buddhist monks, dressed in flowy robes, sit around a long, rectangular wooden table. They lower prayer-filled strips of paper into a flaming bowl. These monks are tasked with fulfilling the community's wishes, burning away their worldly desires, and purifying their souls. The ritual is a request to the guardian deity Fudomyo to rescue the attendees of the temple from fiery fate in hell. Back in the 8th century, in Japan, it served as a way to ward off calamity and disease. In the past few years, the ritual has given hope to local attendees struggling through COVID-19 and its after effects. But the Shingon Buddhist tradition is being endangered, not only at this temple, but at thousands of temples across the world. Shingon Buddhism is the 3rd largest sect of Japanese Vajrayana Buddhism, with over 5 million practitioners worldwide, but it is also one of the strictest when it comes to monastic discipline. The training of Shingon Buddhist monks is passed down from master to student directly, and its secretive nature requires deep commitment. In other words, there is a shortage of monks. In the temple courtyard, I meet Head Reverend Yuri Mori as he prepares for a ceremony. Reverend Mori arrived at Koyasan Temple last year from Osaka, Japan. He was born at a Buddhist shrine into a family of monks. His grandfather was a monk. His great-grandfather was a monk. His great-great-great-grandfather was a monk. He's only 24, but as far as he can remember, he's had to live with this eventual role in mind. His family even scrutinized his private Instagram account.
Our Shingon Buddhism, it's very, very strict, honestly, very strict.
Formal instruction for becoming a Shingon Buddhist practitioner can start as early as 3 years old and continues well into a person's mid-20s. Those who want certification as a practitioner must enter schooling at shrines in Japan. The curriculum involves deep knowledge of sutras, symbols, and chants. All this, and a lifelong commitment to achieving enlightenment. It's a lot to take on. On top of this, the Japanese Buddhist population is decreasing, leaving fewer people who are willing or able to certify as reverends. For temples abroad, like the Little Tokyo Temple, this is a big problem. With ministers in short supply already, even fewer are likely to be available for international service. Recent scrutiny of immigration to the U.S. has also made recruiting overseas ministers more difficult. Temple President Regina Sakurai has noted it's getting harder and harder to recruit monks from abroad.
Now, one of our head minister is right now in Japan waiting for his permanent visa to come in. But given the situation, we don't know what the situation is going to be like. Visa's taking a little bit longer to go through. It was easier before to bring ministers here.
This has left temples like Koya-san at a loss. Head Reverend Mori-san conducts Sunday sermons, explains Shingon rituals, and teaches calligraphy on the weekends. Upholding thousands of years of tradition is tough without lots of help. That's where Johnny Vuong steps in. Vuong is different from other ministers of Shingon Buddhism in quite a few ways. First, he didn't grow up in a shrine. Second, he's not Japanese, and he's only trained for 2 years.
So our head minister, our current bishop who's in Japan, he thought, okay, I have a solution for this.
That solution was to turn volunteers into lay ministers who assist with ministry duties. It's part of a program put in place 2 years ago by Shingon Buddhist Bishop Yuju Matsumoto, who is also head minister for the Little Tokyo Koyasan Temple. In order to certify, Vuong traveled to Mount Koyasan in Japan for a year of training. This sacred mountain near Osaka is the birthplace of Shingon Buddhism. There is another reason Vuong volunteered to help. He lives in the area and has seen the changes in Little Tokyo in recent years. Just between 2010 and 2019, the historic neighborhood's Asian population dropped by 10%. This demographic change is reflected in the temple's community.
A lot of our what I call the old members have, and especially the COVID, are like literally dying off.
Vuong wants to do what he can to keep the temple's traditions alive. The rituals and gatherings at the Koyasan Betsuin Temple provide people with a place to gather and pray, especially during auspicious events like Hoshimatsuri, the Shingon Buddhist Star Festival, held around Lunar New Year. Some come for horoscope-adjacent luck readings. Some come for martial arts blessings from the warrior deity Fudomyo. Some come to simply gather in a sacred space that's becoming harder to find. As Little Tokyo diversifies, Temple President Sakurai says the temple's community has come to include non-Japanese speakers, other Asians, people of all races, and even some Catholics and Christians. Koyasan Temple tries its best to strike a balance between tradition and adaptation. These days, the temple sells a collectible Ultraman and Hello Kitty omiyage for the children of new families who arrive. The children and adults alike laugh as beans are thrown at a volunteer dressed as a demon for Setsubun, the celebration that welcomes spring by driving away evil spirits and inviting good luck.
Hello everyone, do you know how to say? Please after me. Oni wa soto! Oni wa soto! Fuku wa uchi! Fuku wa uchi!
They shout, "Demons out, fortune in." The temple will also need fortune, along with all the hard work of those keeping its traditions alive. For Annenberg Media, I'm Michael Liu.
And I didn't want to write a song, cause I didn't want anyone thinking I still care or don't, but you still hit my phone up.
I'm Yuvia Chavez. We're glad you're with us on From Where We Are.
And I'm Malcolm Fairlett. It's 22 past the hour. Coming up, find out ways to stay safe with the current flea borne typhus outbreak. And have you missed content from the USC Missed Connections Instagram page? Well, stay tuned. ARN's got you covered.
I thought fleas were for animals only. Well, apparently not. This month, the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health released data showing typhus from fleas is hitting record levels in LA. Ava Nichols reports.
More than 200 cases of typhus were identified in LA County last year. That's a significant rise from the year before and continues an increasing trend of cases identified over the last 10 years. Dr. Ayman Halai is a medical director with the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health. She explains the process of how people can contract typhus.
Flea-borne typhus is transmitted by infected fleas that are on reservoir animals. And these animals in California are primarily rats, free-roaming cats, and possums. So whenever there are conditions that allow these animals to increase in number and allow them to find food and shelter close to where humans live and work, that will increase the risk of typhus.
Typhus cannot be spread person to person. The fleas that spread the disease are often found on stray animals and wildlife, according to the Department of Public Health. They say to avoid contracting typhus, residents should use flea control on pets, avoid stray animals, and keep wild animals out of their houses. Humans can get the disease through contact with the feces of infected fleas, usually after they bite us or our pets. Symptoms can include fever, headaches, muscle pain, nausea, vomiting, and a rash. Once identified, typhus can be treated with antibiotics. If caught early, severe symptoms and hospitalization are unlikely. Last year, infections hit people between the ages of 1 and 85. There were 3 major outbreaks. Dr. Halai was surprised by where they occurred.
One was in West LA, one was in Central LA, and one was in South LA. So you can see that it's kind of affecting all geographical areas. So that's really important that even though we announce outbreaks from time to time, really the risk is spread throughout the county.
So far this year in LA County, 17 cases have already been identified, and maybe the worst is yet to come. Typhus cases tend to peak during the late summer and fall months. This is because fleas thrive in warmer weather, but there are things we can do about it, says Dr. Halai.
Flea-borne typhus is preventable and is treatable. It is a bacterial infection, so it responds very rapidly to appropriate antibiotic therapy. And early diagnosis and treatment is really helpful in preventing severe disease.
With a warm LA summer quickly approaching, be sure to take measures to not contract typhus, especially if you own a pet. For Annenberg Media, I'm Ava Nichols.
USC Misconnections is an Instagram account where students can anonymously send in confessions in hopes of making a connection with someone they may be too afraid to talk to in person. Or they may be looking to connect with someone they only saw once in passing. But over the last 2 months, the account has not posted any new content. This has left many students unable to make these connections with potential soulmates or vent their feelings to an ex-situationship. So, with USC connections missing, we'll try to fill their shoes. And here are some students who have something important to say to someone special on campus. First, a health and human sciences senior with a classroom crush.
To the Jen Kim tier, I don't know his name. All I know is he has very muscular arms and tattoos. He's very hot, and I would love to shoot my shot if he's single.
Well, shoot your shot then. Next, a sophomore journalism major who wants to run it back on a fall fling.
What I want to say is there was a party weekend after Halloween, if you're listening. I felt like we kind of hit it off that night. I didn't really do much about it afterwards, and that's on me. But you should reach out again, because I'd be down.
There must be a great breakup song to help cure this biological science's first year's broken heart.
I just want to say, I wish things could have been different. I mean, I knew what I was getting into, going into it, I guess. But yeah, it still kind of sucks.
And our last pseudo, USC Misconnection, is a dramatic arts freshman who kept it short.
I wish you could have given me a better reason to why things ended.
If any of these sound like they're reaching out to you, contact us in Annenberg Radios from where we are.
For those attending Coachella for the first time this year or are returning and looking for more ways to make the most out of your weekends at the festival, our very own ARN executive producer Katie Havens joins us to give us some of her best Coachella tips.
Welcome, Katie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you say you've been to Coachella how many times?
Just once. I don't know if I'm the best person to be answering these, but it was definitely on a budget. So.
Okay. So what do you think are the best tips to take for like students that are going to Coachella?
I mean, I would definitely agree with what was said earlier on. Car camping is what I did, and I had a blast. If you go with multiple people and split a site, it's really not that much. I would just say definitely get a tent. I squeezed into the car, and it gets really stuffy because it's really hot outside. But definitely car camping, and then you don't have to spend monies on Ubers and hotels. And it's really fun. It's like a little community there.
Sounds very interesting.
Would you say that there are, like, what are some things to look out for that people might not be thinking about? I've seen online that a lot of people take things for, prep their throat and like nose for the dust that you're going to be inhaling that whole weekend. So what would you say people should look out for that they might not think about?
Right. I brought a bunch of wipes. They have showers. This is gross to admit. I'm sorry. I did not shower when I was there. The lines were really long. So I was just continuously wiping myself down because there is a lot of dust. And then this might be controversial.
Okay.
Bring comfortable shoes. I know everyone wants to look really cute,
but
my campsite was really far away. I guess that's what I was paying for. But walking back each night, if I didn't have my comfortable sneakers, like, I would have been done for. So definitely comfortable shoe wear is something that I'd say. And then just water. I brought like gallons of water because they do have water at the festival, but if you're staying at a campsite, you're not going to necessarily have access to water really readily. So just having that at your site is really important. And maybe like some Gatorades too. Get those electrolytes.
What was the highlight of your experience when you went to Coachella?
Oh, I mean, I went for Lana Del Rey.
Oh, okay.
So she was
Good choice,
my highlight. But I also just had a lot of fun just like frolicking about. It's like a little playground there. They have a bunch of exhibits and a bunch of different stages. So I think although I did spend quite a bit, even on a budget, I spent the least amount that I could and got 3 days of concerts out of it. So I think it's worth it, and I think everyone should go once if they can. But yeah, the whole experience was just really fun.
I'm going to try my best to get there next year on a budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there are a couple things you might need to compromise, but that might just be what you need to do in order to get those 3 days of concerts.
Yeah. It's worth it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much,
Thank
Katie.
you so much, Katie.
And for those who can't go, please make sure to check it on YouTube for the free show from the comfort of your home with all the snacks that you want and bathrooms.
And that's all the time we have for today's From Where We Are. Katie Havens executive produced today's show, Michael Yu produced today's show, and we had help from Alex Gross, Ella Dunn, and Sean Campbell.
Our board operator is Raphael Postal, our live stream manager is Sela Falcons, and Derek Renfro composed our theme music.
Catch us live on YouTube at Annenberg Radio News Monday through Thursday at 5 p.m. and subscribe to From Where We Are wherever you're listening to right now. Finally, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Annenberg Radio. I'm Yuvia Chavez.
And I'm Malcolm Fairleth. From all of us here at Annenberg Radio, wherever you are, we hope that you'll join us again for From Where We Are. Have a great week, y'all. See y'all next time.